History of Delaware. Ancient times, the land before European contact. Long before European settlers arrived, Delaware was home to Native American tribes, particularly the Lenape and the Nanticoke. These tribes lived along the Delaware River and the Atlantic coast, thriving in the region's forests, rivers, and fertile lands. They practiced agriculture, hunting, and fishing, sustaining their communities for thousands of years. The Lenape were known for their sophisticated social structures, strong trade networks, and reverence for nature, while the Nanticoke primarily inhabited the southern parts of Delaware, maintaining extensive fishing practices. Archaeological evidence suggests that humans have occupied the Delaware region for at least 10,000 years, with early inhabitants belonging to Paleo-Indian cultures. Over time, these groups developed into complex societies, adopting new tools and technologies to adapt to their changing environment. By the time Europeans arrived in the early 17th century, Native American tribes had established intricate systems of governance and diplomacy. European exploration and colonization. The first recorded European exploration of Delaware occurred in 1609 when Henry Hudson, sailing for the Dutch East India Company, entered Delaware Bay. Soon after, in 1610, English navigator Samuel Argall named the Delaware River and Bay after the English nobleman Thomas West, 3rd Baron Delaware, the governor of Virginia. The Dutch were the first to attempt settlement in the region, establishing a trading post called Zwanendale near present-day Lewis in 1631. However, conflict with local Native American tribes led to the destruction of the settlement. In 1638, the Swedes successfully established the first permanent European colony in Delaware, known as New Sweden, near present-day Wilmington. They introduced log cabin construction to North America and engaged in trade with the Lenape. However, their control was short-lived. In 1655, the Dutch seized New Sweden and incorporated it into their New Netherland colony. By 1664, the English had taken control of the region from the Dutch as part of their conquest of New Netherland. Delaware was then placed under the governance of the Duke of York. Later, in 1682, the territory was granted to William Penn as part of Pennsylvania. Although governed by Penn, Delaware maintained a degree of autonomy and developed its own distinct identity. Colonial Delaware and the road to independence. Throughout the 18th century, Delaware flourished as an agricultural and trade hub. The colony's fertile land supported wheat and corn production, while its location along the Atlantic coast facilitated maritime commerce. Wilmington became an important port city, exporting goods to Europe and the Caribbean. During the American Revolution, Delaware played a crucial role despite its small size. In 1776, it declared independence from both Great Britain and Pennsylvania, becoming the Delaware state. Caesar Rodney, a delegate from Delaware, famously rode 80 miles through the night to cast a decisive vote for independence in the Continental Congress. Delaware contributed troops and resources to the war effort and witnessed skirmishes, including the Battle of Couch's Bridge in 1777, the first state and early statehood. On December 7, 1787, Delaware made history by becoming the first state to ratify the United States Constitution, earning its nickname, the First State. In the early years of statehood, Delaware developed its economy through agriculture, manufacturing, and shipbuilding. The DuPont family's gunpowder manufacturing business, established in 1802, would later become a major force in the American chemical industry. Despite being a border state, Delaware remained in the Union during the Civil War, though it was a slaveholding state. While there was sympathy for the Confederacy among some residents, the state government remained loyal to the Union. Delaware was one of the few states that did not immediately abolish slavery with the Emancipation Proclamation. Instead, slavery was officially outlawed in Delaware with the passage of the 13th Amendment in 1865. Industrialization and economic growth. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Delaware experienced significant industrial growth. The DuPont Company expanded into chemicals, producing products that revolutionized numerous industries. Wilmington became a center for manufacturing, shipbuilding, and banking. The early 20th century also saw Delaware playing a role in World War I and World War II, supplying military equipment and chemical products. The state's location along the East Coast made it strategically important for transportation and manufacturing. Economic diversification continued, with Delaware emerging as a center for finance and corporate law, civil rights, and modern development. Like many states, Delaware underwent social and political transformations during the civil rights movement. In 1954, Delaware was involved in the landmark Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court case, which ruled segregation in public schools unconstitutional. The state gradually desegregated schools and public spaces, although challenges persisted. In the latter half of the 20th century, Delaware's economy shifted from manufacturing to financial services. The passage of the Financial Center Development Act in 1981 attracted major banks and credit card companies to the state, making Wilmington a major hub for finance. Companies incorporated in Delaware due to favorable business laws, further solidifying the state's economic foundation. Conclusion: Delaware's history is a testament to its resilience and adaptability. From its Native American roots to its role as a colonial battleground, and from the Industrial Revolution to its modern status as a financial powerhouse, Delaware has played an integral role in shaping the United States. Its strategic location, business-friendly policies, and rich cultural heritage make it a unique and historically significant state. Today, Delaware continues to be a leader in business and innovation, while also preserving the historical legacy that earned it the title of the First State.